I don't see how we're going to get a midfielder in. Maybe if we had Champions League football and you can justify having 6 midfielders, but we can't justify having 6 midfielders. Now, the problem in the midfield is the balance. That, to me, is the mic drop. The problem, I enjoy this conversation because it's absolutely 100%, 1000% a problem. An absolute problem. And look, the comment there about Agate getting caught in possession will lead to goals. That happened on the first goal yesterday. But Bruno getting caught in possession led to the second goal. So it's not exclusive to Agate. Bruno gets caught in possession deep as well. Bruno gets caught in possession high up the pitch, but he's got midfielders behind him. I don't think people realise how often Bruno gives the ball away. Like, he gives the ball away a lot. Even as a 10, he's always been... He said it himself, I'm never going to stop taking the risky ball. And that's why Bruno gets so many assists, but he gives the ball away a lot. This is something that doesn't get mentioned. If we want to break it down why some of us think Bruno's not a midfielder, let's break it down. He hasn't got positional discipline. He's not defensively that good. He isn't particularly fast. And also, he does give the ball away a lot. So... he gives the ball away and they're on our defence. Agate gives the ball away and they're on our defence. So I don't think Agate and Bruno is a good balanced midfield. Mainoo and Agate never really get a chance to build anything because somebody always drops into the midfield and plays more. Casemiro just hasn't got the legs and Collier's got no chance. So the problem we've got in the midfield is the balance. The balance. You tell me what our best midfield 2 is. I personally, and I might get pelters for this, it reminds me when we first bought Fred. And everyone was like, Fred's not that good. And I said, what you've got to do is, you've got to stick Fred in the team and play him for 5-6 games in a row. You've got to stick him and give him game time. You can't just give him half an hour. Like Mainoo yesterday going off after, an hour. I was really pissed off because I'm like, when will I see you again? Because I don't know when we'll see him again. And we've made this mistake so many times at Manchester United. We bring a player in, we give them an hour. Oh, they're not that well. Bring on the status quo. You know, there is the thing in football where you stick with it. Like I've said so many times, Vidic and Evra didn't start off well, but we stuck with it. Players get better a lot of the time if you stick with them. And I personally would go Agate and Mainoo and stick with them. But we're completely not going to do that because we completely ignored the time to do it. We should have done it in pre-season and we haven't done it. So... I think the midfield does need a signing, but I can't see it because we've got to move somebody on. And therefore, I've got no idea what our starting 2 is, but I can't find a balance in it at all. I just think we're so imbalanced in the midfield too, and we're going to get run through. We have got 3 centre-backs. That means we've got an extra centre-back, but I don't see anybody really stepping out quick enough. And I think it's a problem. I really do. Liam says, my bomber for the season is Amrim not selling Bruno or Mainoo will be his downfall due to the midfield. Like Fred under Ollie, McSauce under Eric. Look, Liam, somebody said it. I saw it this morning and it got so much interaction. And they basically said, I like Mainoo, but we should sell him. It's so obvious. And it was popping off. Some people were saying, what are you talking about? You're not a United fan. And some people were saying... yeah, I completely agree. It's 40, 50 million pounds pure profit and he's just not going to get in the team. I wouldn't do it because he's only 20 and in 2 years' time he might be a brilliant player. I mean, it was only just over a year ago he was playing for England in the Euros. So I believe there's a good player there, but I also agree that in the time that Amrim's been here, and let's just be completely blunt here. Amrim's been here since November. At what point has Mainoo ever looked like a starter? Never. Never has he looked like a starter in that team. And don't talk to me about he doesn't play young players. Aidan Heaven has had chance at left centre-back. He picked Garnacho. But Mainoo, I don't know. We've got no evidence at all that Amrim rates Mainoo, other than what he says in interviews, because we're trying to get him to sign a new contract. I rate Mainoo. I know what I'd do with him. But I don't think we've got any evidence that Amrim actually rates him beyond saying stuff in interviews. Like, he couldn't get in. And I agree with David. Cobby has regressed in the last season under Amrim, I suppose, technically. But he couldn't get in the worst Man United Premier League side. You know? So I know he's going to sign the new contract, but we've got to get him in the team. And the thing for me is, it's just such a logical equation. We're talking about problems in the midfield. We're talking about the balance in the midfield. We don't know how Mainoo's going to get in the team, but most of us think he's really talented. We're talking about buying a midfielder. Hello, Mainoo never plays. He's a midfielder. We're talking about buying a midfielder. Why don't we fucking use Mainoo? It makes so much sense. And if we don't think he's talented, why don't we sell him? And look, that's just taking emotion out of it. We need a midfielder. Mainoo doesn't get used. Use Mainoo. If we're not going to use Mainoo because we don't think he's good enough, we should sell him. Doesn't matter whether you're Mainoo, Bruno, whoever. So use him or sell him. That's what I say. Why are we talking about buying a new midfielder when we've got Mainoo? Like, what is the role of Mainoo if we're going to go out and buy another midfielder?